Okay, Mila, we're diving into today's video. So I'm feeling lazy today, but I'm an influencer. So we're gonna talk about micro-influencing today. Let's dive in. Hola chica, welcome back to the channel today. If you are new here, welcome. I am so happy to have you. Today we're going to dive into influencer marketing. We're going to keep it really basic, really quick and simple. So let's dive in. This is a prime example of a payment you can receive from brands when you establish a more long-term, authentic to who you are, your skills, your heritage, your history. When you are authentic to that and you are building these relationships, this is the kind of payment you can receive. Now, there are 3 different steps to landing these 4-figure brand deals. So if you are somebody who's getting like $20 to $30 to maybe like $70 for a single post, maybe it's like an Instagram post, you truly deserve more than that. You have a platform you have created. You have an ability to share ideas, share products, share tips with a specific person, and that is what you need to bring to light. So we're going to learn that today. Okay, so the first of these 3 steps is to make sure that the brand's missions, values, goals all align with yours. Then, once that you have established this confirmation, you can then engage via reshares or comments. And this engagement should explain to the brand why your audience will care about this brand too. So this is an example of a brand that has pitched the influencer, and basically they have shared what they have to offer, and this is where the influencer can then come and say, okay, now I'm going to research this brand. Is this brand a good fit for my brand? Is what you need to ask yourself. And there are some key ways you can figure that out. And the first is to actually research more about the brand. Go to their website, go to their social medias. Any testimonials you can find from other influencers maybe who have worked with this brand. A really easy way to do that is to go to their Instagram or their Facebook page and search for different influencers who have been tagged in their content. And then you can figure out, is this an influencer who's very aligned with who I am? Is it going to be most authentic for you as the influencer to partner with this brand? Here's an example with Sambucol, which is a wellness elderberry supplements brand that is really just amazing for female entrepreneurs. So this influencer's branding is based on entrepreneurship, self-care, healthy boundaries, wellness, authenticity, confidence, simplicity. So when you look at the brand Sambucol, you realize that actually their branding and their mission aligns very much with yours. That is a good sign that this could be a good fit, and that when you engage with this brand, after even being pitched by a brand, you can then be more intentional with your engagement and be more confident that you are a good fit. So the worst thing you can do is waste your time with a brand that's just not going to align because maybe the money's there, or maybe it's just the first time you're getting attention from a brand. You will have much more value long-term in saying no to money that's laid out on the table than if you were to go into that partnership and realize that it wasn't authentic, it didn't make you happy, it wasn't really in alignment with your audience, and then it could potentially alienate you from your audience. Another example of basically resharing and showing engagement to support a brand. Here's back to the same brand, Sambucol. So they reshared this influencer. This is me, this influencer's post, and they basically won an award for Best Supplements of the Year 2020, which is amazing. So part of your goal and your approach as the influencer should be to engage with them, to support them, to tell your audience about this amazing win from a brand that you know, like, and trust, and have had experience with. So here's a great example of when this brand Sambucol reshared a piece of content that an influencer created for them in a very smaller one-off partnership, which was actually, again, this is me, but this is a partnership that was very one-off. It was about $80 for one single post, and this one post had a few different pieces of content, different photos, different angles, as you can see here, that was created. So when they then reshared this content later on, it allowed the influencer to get in the DMs of this Sambucol brand and actually show them that their audience still cares about the brand. So what happened here, as you can see in this screenshot, is basically Sambucol thanked the influencer, thanked me for sharing this content, for showing them love, for bringing my audience to their platform to congratulate them, and they dove into wanting to basically do another partnership. So this is when it dove into a more long-term partnership. To be very frank, truly, this could have happened from the very beginning if the methods that are understood now have been applied then at the beginning. I really don't think there would have had to have been this smaller one-off partnership. I think right at the beginning it could have been a longer-term deal that would have been even better for the brand. But timing is everything, and this is the authentic story and situation for this experience. So this is what we're going with. Really, actions speak louder than words, right? So you could say all day, my brand's going to care about your content, or you could say all day, your audience is really going to care about the brand, but what is your audience actually doing? What are the actions they are taking? Are they willing to go over and show some love to a post this brand shared because you shared about it? So that really shows that trust and engagement you have with the brand or with your audience as the influencer. Okay, so another step number 2, is to send an email literally just explaining why the brand has stood out to you, giving specific examples from their content, specific Instagram post, blog post, YouTube videos, whatever it is. This email is simply to show appreciation and gratitude for the brand. So here's an example of an email that was sent to the Nopsey Hotel in New Orleans, and literally all this email says is sharing who the influencer is, their name, where they can find the influencer, their Instagram handle, what specifically is standing out to the influencer about this hotel, a couple examples from the content the hotel has shared, and basically why their audience will relate to this hotel and why their audience will also appreciate the hotel's mission and value and branding. So nowhere in this email do you see anything about partnership, money, etc. At the end, you do see a little statement saying, please let me know anything that I can do to further support the Nopsey Hotel. So it's basically like sending a letter of gratitude for what the brand has done, what content they put out there. It feels good to be seen as humans and to be appreciated. So when we get in these emails and DMs with brands and actually show them that, we start to develop and cultivate this relationship, and it's a lot more natural to then dive into a paid business transaction because that kind of foundation is already there. So if you are about to get in emails or DMs with brands and be the one actually pitching the brand, and even if they pitch you, it's still good to show gratitude for something the brand has shared, but especially when you are doing the pitching for a more long-term brand deal where you can get higher payment and make more money, this is the method that you need to approach because this is the way to actually gain that connection with the brand. Will it take a little longer? Maybe, but that's what long-term, higher paid brand deals are about. It's not going to be an immediate yes always, and it may not always be a yes, but guarantee you, when you are showing this appreciation and being respectful and showing love to a brand, they will remember that. Even if it's a no at the time, it may not be a no forever. Okay, so on to step 3. So this is where pitching actually happens. So in this email, after you have done some engagement, some interaction like you just learned, you are going to then send an email actually pitching an opportunity. So in this email, you want to be very transparent, very to the point, and not just have a long run-on email that nobody wants to read. No brand reps are going to have time to go through these long emails. They get a lot of emails in their inbox. So as an influencer, it is your job to be intentional, quick, and to the point about exactly what you're going to offer the brand. So the first thing you want to do is explain why your audience will want to know more about the brand. So kind of rehash who your audience is and the value that they can see from the brand. And then also what type of content you can create for them, explaining kind of your skill sets and reach that you'll offer. And then of course, leave room for their input. So this first example right here, straight from an email conversation, is with Sambucol brand. So basically this is where Sambucol is sharing some content ideas they have. And basically this is an opportunity to kind of communicate back and forth and figure out what's the best fit for you as the influencer, what you kind of is your zone of genius and what your audience will care about, because you know your audience best, but also what the influencer or what the brand needs. So there's kind of two sides to the coin here. It's definitely a collaboration, which is really important to realize that. And in the second screenshots here, you're going to see basically where a reiteration of the audience this influencer has and why the brand will be a good fit for that audience. And here as well, specific pieces of content that the influencer can share for the brand, very specific. And the price points can then be mentioned from there. A little pro tip, do not break down your rates. Give the brand an opportunity to basically say what their budget is. A lot of influencers can gain more opportunity and higher rates that maybe they didn't expect by simply letting the brand share where they are at. And if the budget's a little lower than that, then you're able to, work with, and you need more payment for your work and your time, then you can approach that and have that conversation. It's important to be able to make money from these partnerships, and not just a little bit of money, but like long-term higher payment, so you can continue to create better content and contribute more basically materials into creating that better content. So this is a really important step with pitching. All three of these components matter. You need to consider that when you are pitching these longer term brand deals. So a final little pro tip here, and this is kind of a fourth step, if you will, but more of a pro tip, is to invest in something from the brand. If you genuinely love the brand and you already are familiar with them, have used their product or their service, it's going to make a lot more sense to then partner in a professional manner. It's really important for you to do that first and even request, a free trial of something. So that way it's a lot more authentic when you do share it with your audience, because you genuinely love the product and love the brand. If you are able to actually purchase something from the brand to kind of get in good favor and show them that you genuinely do love their brand and are interested in them, that's a really good setup for a longer term partnership, because they already know you are not necessarily in it just for the money and tons of just free all the time product. It shows them you're willing to try the brand out and get to know them better before even pitching a partnership. And another great way to build relationships is to enjoy having conversations and emails. Here's an example where you can basically send them a little extra photo once you receive your product before content creating, and basically look at the response here. They were super excited to see that. They reiterated how excited they were for the partnership, and they even offered here to send some other free little product to the influencer. So you never know where that could take you. At the end of the day, relationships are what any business is built on. So these are three simple methods, three simple steps to actually get in good terms with brands and start landing these 4-figure brand deals as you are diving into influencer marketing. If you are a brand watching this, these are the types of influencers that you should be searching for, the ones that actually care about you as the brand, and basically that's what's going to get you the best results, best reach, best brand awareness. So hopefully this was amazing and encouraging. So let's hop back onto the camera. Okay, not too bad, right? Pretty basic, pretty simple when we really break down what it means to develop a relationship as a brand. As a micro-influencer, you are very niche and smaller, if you will, than maybe some of these macro, larger influencers. But nowadays, brands really seek out these more micro-influencer, nano-influencer individuals, because they know that these influencers have a very tight-knit, very authentic audience that the influencer can actually engage with more consistently, because it is smaller and more tight-knit. That's only going to help the brands you work with even more, because the brand's going to know that you have already established a relationship. So anything you share or talk about authentically is going to resonate with your audience. And if you have done your due diligence, like you've learned in this video, to make sure you are implementing the proper methods, you're going to see insane success. It's truly one of the most rewarding experiences to help these brands. This is your way to give back. If you're wanting to dive into the influencer space, be sure to take a look at my blog. Lots of cool content there where you can learn a little bit more. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up and smash that subscribe button if you enjoyed this video, so you can see more content just like this, and so I can give you more value in the future. Appreciate you so much. You are amazing, and I'll see you in the next one. Besos.